submarine?
Really? They want me in a submerged pressurized metal container?
Imagine like a helicarrier of your very own. Where once drones were the stuff of science fiction, they are now mainstream play toys for the consumer and a key element in the military's war against terrorism. The next step might be something along the lines of the helicarrier used in movies like The Avengers. And this is, we're now learning, we need even more drones overseas. Let's welcome to MidPoint, CEO of the military consulting firm Strike Fighter Consulting, Nate Marler joins us. Nate, thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having me, sir.
Nate, we opened up with a little clip there from the Avengers showing the helicarrier, which is the aircraft carrier basically that can be in the water or can fly. This intrigued me because I started to see stories like this might be what we're looking for now, is some kind of airborne platform to run the drones out of. Is that really possible?
Absolutely, and I think DARPA, the agency that put this request for information together, has put out a proposal to different companies to try to provide some different insight in what the industry might have it play to put drones further into the battle space. Really comes down to responsiveness, trying to get these intelligent reconnaissance type platforms into a place of interest. And one of the concepts that they're pursuing is this kind of this aircraft carrier. So kind of a box multiplier type concept where we can put UAVs at a place that it needs to be. So the area of interest into the battle space as soon as possible.
Are we looking at something that would be manned like a full carrier, or something that would be simply a repository, if you will, a landing and a takeoff space for the drones automatically?
Really, the options are completely open at this point, but the concept would be you take a traditional aircraft like a C-130 or a B-52 or B-2 or similar type big platform that's already in existence, keep the cost low, and put it out in the battlefield and disperse these UAVs into the battle space and let them do their intelligence reconnaissance in some place. In some cases, it may be armed conflict as well. So that's kind of the concept there.
I know the nerd in a lot of us here wouldn't allow me to at least get away without asking this. Think we'll ever see something like that where aircraft carriers will be able to go airborne?
Well, I think the Avenger movie kind of takes some liberties with that concept, but the concept of aircraft carrier, essentially putting aircraft into a place that kind of minimizes the fuel that's required to get to that location, and also the time that's really required. You look at the different UAVs that are in existence today, Predator being the most popular one that's mostly widely known. It only flies at 80 knots. So it takes a long time to get to the place of interest, and an aircraft carrier type solution might be a viable one that puts the UAV where you want it as quick as possible.
It's only a movie, kids. Let's just remind you of that. 40 seconds left here. We hear now that there's a shortage of drones that is hampering our effort against ISIS right now. Doesn't that show us how successful a technology that this is?
Really has. And the concept of back in the old days, it used to be, where are the aircraft carriers? That was the first question that came out of the president's mouth. Now it turns to, where are the Predators? Where are the Reapers? And they were kind of the eyes and ears, if you will, into the battle space. And so theater commanders are actively pursuing, more caps with UAVs, so they can get intelligence on what's going on in that area.
You would see more times than when we see a lot more drones in the air, correct?
Absolutely. I think you're going to see that industry do nothing but grow from here on out. So it is definitely moving in that direction.
The military is going to be happy, and so will people when they realize that perhaps if it saves one American life, it certainly is worth every single dollar that is spent on it as well, and also gets the bad guys is not bad either. Nate Marler, I appreciate it. We're all out of time, but thank you, sir. We are going to stay in touch, talk more technology down the road.
Great. Thank you, sir.
Okay, short break, and we return with reaction to what will likely be a resumption of war between Israel and Hamas. Still waiting for one government to at least show they are thinking about peace. The Israelis are preparing again. Stay tuned. This is MidPoint, where we question everything.